Are you tired of mediocre haircuts and lackluster service? Look no further. Get ready to redefine your grooming game with the ultimate experience at No Grease Barbershop, conveniently located at Northlake Mall and Charlotte Premium Outlets. It's not just about a haircut, it's about the experience. No Grease Premium in Northlake sets a new standard for luxury with a full-service bar selection. Elevate your grooming experience even further with their signature drinks served during your service or while you wait. Whether you're looking for a classic fade, a timeless gentleman cut, or a bold modern style, No Grease Premium in Northlake got you covered with their design and color specialists. Let's not forget about the importance of routine self-care for men. Their partnership with Alpha Male Nail Care, exclusively at No Grease Premium, offers manicures and pedicures as a part of your routine grooming. Visit No Grease Barbershop at Charlotte Premium Outlets or Northlake Mall today, and make sure you tell them that the Black Dads Club sent you. Too many creators are trying to like jump ahead.
What do you mean?
They want to be at 10 as soon as they start.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's like entrepreneurship in a nutshell.
True. That's true. And, you know, I think about it. I had somebody to come rent a studio. That's how I know I'm not making enough pod money. Because Joe Budden said if a nigga can rent out your podcast studio, then you ain't making shit. And I was like.
Well, we are micropod, as he called us.
True that. But I was looking at it and I was like, man, these girls came by. They was like, we want to take a tour. You know how big the studio is.
Yeah.
How long can a tour last?
5 minutes.
Thank you. So I was telling them, hey, if you just look at the pictures online, if you look at the 155-star reviews, I'm pretty sure you can figure out what we have. It's very detailed, cool, boom. Nope, they wanted to come in and see it. So I said, all right. They came in and one girl was talking to me and she was like, asking me details, you know, and then I quickly realized like, oh, they filling me out, but it's cool because I don't care. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. And then the other chick was like, yeah. So how much if we wanted to like rent a space like this? And I was like, what you mean? Like hourly? She said, no, I want our own studio. They didn't have a name. They didn't know what they were going to talk about.
They just want to go create a studio and have people rent from them.
No, they wanted to create a studio and do their own pod. Like that was their mindset. And I was trying to explain to them, I think you should get started first. Yeah. Before you start investing hundreds of dollars a month into a studio.
And get started at home.
Well, you tell people that, but they want to be at 10. They want to be Joe Rogan. They want to be Call Her Daddy. You know what I'm saying? They want to be Poor Minds.
Yeah. So do we. So do we.
I mean, we 179 episodes in.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the only ones y'all have seen. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's crazy when you do that. But it's tough because I have to explain to people like, yo, give it some time. Like, get started first, man. Get that first episode in. Have your first argument on air first.
Be bad for a while.
Oh my gosh, be bad for a lot. I love to tell people, me and your brother started a podcast in my guest room, in my sports room at home on a Generation 1 iPad. That shit was so bad. It was awful. The audio was horrible. We didn't know what to say. We didn't know who was the A mic, the B mic. We just trying to be Jalen Rose.
Yep.
Jalen Rose, come back.
But He really should. He was good. I forgot all about him.
He's the person who made me want to start podcasting.
Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I can't think of who my motivation was. I think you was actually my motivation.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Gav my motivation to pod.
I'm going to clip that shit.
I know. You should.
Anytime Mike argued at me in the group chat, I'm going to just play that shit right back to him.
Yeah, but see, I don't have a problem admitting, anything. I'm just
like a line start.
Hey, I'm like, hey, Gav pulled me into potting.
Yeah, Jalen wrote, you know what it was? I was looking for something. We was talking about niches, right?
Could it be Jalen and Jacoby, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we was talking about niches yesterday in our group chat. And I was telling y'all, like, when Joe Budden got started, it was all about music, right? Yeah. And when Jalen and Jacoby started, their thing was to give you real insight into the NBA.
Yeah.
And those are the two podcasts that I love so much. Like, I like podcasts like that, right? You give me a real insight and you pulling the curtain back. So Jalen and them will really get into what scouting reports look like, what the entourage of an NBA player might look like, how NBA players go broke, what the ownership meetings. A lot of the stuff we see now, whether it's Jeff Teague, whether it's all the smoke, like Jalen Rose was doing that early.
Yeah,
he was doing that a decade ago.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because that's definitely what is Jeff Teague pod called? It's 520?
520. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they do that a lot, but it was super dope to watch. And then, he made a mistake. So ESPN,
what a mistake.
Jalen them signed to ESPN. They put them, they whitewashed them on regular TV and fired them. And I don't know what was sold. It's a reason. There has to be a reason right now
why he's not back podding at the height.
You're not even potting. You're not on TV, and you're not potting. I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
Perpetuity.
Something happened, or you know what word it is. Bad deal, or they still paying him out, and they're like, yo, until we finish paying you out,
because
you can't do anything.
You can't convince me Fox ain't put in a word to see how much Jalen Rose costs to pair him with Skip.
No, you're absolutely right. But I mean, Jalen he's also a very rich man. So
yeah, I mean, we assume so.
Jalen made a lot of money in the NBA. Like, he made money in the NBA like before mid-tier guys was making the kind of money in the NBA. Yeah, he was like the first mid-tier guy to really get paid.
Yeah, but that's 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's $100 million 30 years. How much money did Jalen make in his career?
Yeah,
I hate the pocket watch, but
absolutely. If he made 100,
and Juwan Howard got paid, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he got money. And you still working at ESPN collecting checks. You was, but what I always say, a billionaire knocked the hell out of a poor person to get that last dollar on earth.
Now that is true. That is true. We're gonna talk about somebody trying to get a free jet today.
Look, man. This is the greatest comedy show ever. You cannot tell me God don't have a sense of humor.
Man, of course he do, man, because this is hilarious. You can't even get mad at it right now.
No,
it's like, yo, this is comedy.
How much Jalen made?
Let's see. I'm trying to pull him up on Sports Track.
Probably 75.
No, I think he. Okay, I overestimated it, but he still made $102 million.
Okay, that ain't bad.
That ain't bad at all. You know, if you keep half of that,
well, half of it's going to taxes.
Well, that's what I said. You probably had some investments. I mean, he was making this in the 90s, so he should have invested in Google, Facebook,
let's
Uber.
Hope.
Yeah, the guy has to be paid.
Yeah, let's hope so, man. We don't know how much Molly took.
Hopefully not much, if anything at all, because that was a hot minute.
It was only for a minute.
Yeah,
Molly, stop talking. They was talking to her about where Giannis was going to go.
Was she dating? Wasn't she a rumor to be dating your boy Stephen A?
Yeah, but I think that was just
allegedly.
Allegedly, I think that was just like internet fodder because people would just want to put a body on her. But I think the joke was last week they were asking her. So she's been sick, so she came back. And I was in a barbershop yesterday, and everybody was like, yo, why was Molly coughing so much? That's how noticeable it was that it was a topic in the barbershop.
On air?
Yes, bro, because she's been sick.
Oh.
But they was asking her where Giannis, they were talking about where Giannis was going, so everybody's giving it their teams. And then she goes, what about Brooklyn? And everybody just paused and looked at her and was like, everybody was looking at her like, please stop. Please don't talk again. I'm going to say this before we get this pod started. Mike don't want to talk about it. Hey, stop cutting y'all son's hair. Take their little ass to the barbershop, man.
No, bro, it was just a regular haircut, man. You did not have to take him to the barbershop for his first haircut.
I done seen a lot of y'all sons' hairlines going across the grain, tearing y'all sons' heads up. Go to the shop. It's one
but
thing.
Being that our sponsor is No Grease.
Please take him
to No Grease Premium.
As a kid who mom used to cut his hair in the bathroom, the amount of damage that was done to me, I encourage all men to leave haircuts to the professionals.
To the professionals. No Grease Premium, Northlake, Fashion Way, which is the outlets off of 45.
We are getting to this point, like I wrote Mike last night. Y'all need to let us know if you just engagement farming.
This is true. I hate the fact on the internet that I need to know if it's a skit, if it's a troll, if it's satire. And look, not because I need it, because I can look at it and not care either way.
Yeah.
But I need, because the comments y'all be too serious in the comments on the internet.
They do. And so I didn't read the comments. So when I wrote you, I was like, oh, we talking about this. And that's the only standpoint I'm coming. Yeah. So you don't know, there was a woman, this is how I know is BS. She has her baby. Her baby looks to be maybe a year, a little bit older.
Yeah, year and a
definitely
half.
an arm baby. But he
has was standing up when he was cutting his hair. So
that is true.
Yeah, it was standing up.
He said it was standing up. Her son was standing up.
I didn't know of it. Because to be honest, I'm unsure if it's a boy or girl.
So with the haircut, it looks like a girl.
Yeah.
With the hair, it looked like a boy. So, I'm assuming a boy, because if you did this to your daughter, then we got to talk.
But they also might be foreign. So, sometimes they have crazy traditions over there.
Oh, he's shooting bail.
I'm not shooting bail. So the internet has convoluted everything. There was a point on the internet when we all got on the internet. When we first got on the internet, right? Mm-hmm. So young Generation X, which is me, your generation behind us. It was, for all intents and purposes, just Black Americans. So when you saw something and it was Black, you kind of knew it was like us.
Yeah.
So we was able to address things more head on.
Yeah.
And then probably around 2008, 2010, 2012.
Africans came.
We got all the Africans over here now. And it's like, and because they never delineate, and I'm not saying that we're not family. We are family, right? But it's like your family from South Carolina and the family from New York City, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are different, right?
Absolutely.
Or we're different. One of us is different.
Facts.
So it's like we have to delineate and be like, oh, that's my cousin. He's from South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's why he's acting like that in New York. When a New Yorker comes down, oh, they're from New York. That's why they act like that. Like, don't get in a fight. They're just from New York.
Yeah, they just yelling.
So it's like when they got on the internet, right? The Londoners, the Nigerians, Jamaicans, y'all not so bad. The South Africans, the Guyanans, sometimes y'all play and y'all blame it on the Nigerians. It's like we just need y'all to be like, hey, it's us. That is cousin from here.
Fact. So she said, my husband, look what I left my baby with my husband. Yeah. And I love that she said that because if she really wanted to do satire, she could have said, I dropped him off in my baby dad's house. So she said, left my husband and look what happened. And you showed the husband cutting his hair on the porch. Cool. I didn't read the comments because when I saw it, I thought it was funny. At first I thought it was a girl, then I read her thing and I was like, this is a boy. Yeah. I'm assuming Mike is correct. But I was like, it's like, yo, take him to the barbershop. That's what I was thinking. Mike must have read the comments because Mike was...
Yeah, I was responding to the comments. I was like, look, you're not going to sit here because everybody was like, did he talk to the mother first? Or did he get her... Like, basically, did he get his permission for cutting his son hair? And I was like, y'all have lost your ever-loving mind. Yeah. If you think that a father needs permission to do something with his child when he is married to the mom. Like, y'all got to chill.
When my son got his first haircut, it wasn't a discussion. First of all, she wanted to get it cut. Yeah. And my son's hair is curly, so he had dead ends. Yeah. So it was just like, all right, you got to cut this. But he ain't got a cut since then because she did not like what he looked like when he got that cut. She was like, yo, my kid look too grown now. He don't look like a baby. Yeah. And that's what bothered her. She was like, my kid look grown. He got to line up. You know what I'm saying? He got a little fro. He looking like Future.
Y'all supposed to throw the chain on him.
We supposed to. I think all the Hispanic kids get the little bracelet.
Yeah, y'all put the little bracelet. Excuse me if that's racist. My bad.
No, my wife Puerto Rican. I can get away with it.
Or stereotypes. My bad.
Only Ben is offended. Let's get this damn podcast.
Hey, welcome to the pod.
What you do for Mother's Day?
I just thought my mom told her I love her. She was special. I wouldn't trade her for anybody else.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I took my mom and Karina out to eat. They burnt me for a smooth 300.
Woo!
And then I took Karina out. The UN went out for brunch, and Karina got me for another 200. And then she wants her car detailed, so I don't know how much that's going to cost. Basically, I don't have it anymore. And I don't know what y'all think I do. I don't know how much money y'all think I make. You know, it's funny. We at the crib. Let me just tell you how women just delusional. So we at Ryan's crib, and, we in the neighborhood. We running around. So the girls is touring Ben's house that's literally 10 houses down. Yeah. And so I look and they go, oh, Karina's she's at the model home. So I look outside of Ryan's kitchen. I'm like, and I see the model home. And I'm like, for what? What's she in there for?
Oh, because y'all about to move.
Well, they started laughing. So I'm like, oh, hell nah. Man, I opened up Ryan's screen door. I told her, I said, if you don't get your ass up out of that damn model home, get back over there. Man, them houses like $800. I'm like, I don't know what y'all think I do.
Hey, man, you got it.
They must know the pot about to take off.
Pot is about to take off. And then you're going to be right over there.
Look, I'm going to be over there visiting.
Might be in the neighborhood too.
Hey, look.
Bring my wife back.
Hold on. I had a clip. We starting this shit. I am not finna let Mike get this shit off. Hey, man,
play our intro, man.
Hold on, we gotta start the pot. We're gonna do
Friend
that.
who's
we
the
gotta
trainer,
do our regular shit. By the way, Mike got a stat that says 1 out of 5 black men are not married to black women. Y'all need to fix that.
As Gav is part of the problem here, by the way.
I think guys are more afraid of like her friend who's the trainer that trains her at the gym, or some guy that came to the party that she knew and things like that.
So then if hypergamy does exist, how do we explain the fact that they all cheat on their 6-figure man or 7-figure man for their, taekwondo instructor? How would you explain that?
Because... And I think this works for both men and women, that I think when people cheat, we often see them cheating down. Like James Sexton mentioned that the other woman is generally not as attractive as the wife. And sometimes the wife's lover is the pool boy or the trainer or something like that. It's like, what's going on? How does that fit into your idea? And I think people are trying to get all of their needs and desires met across multiple relationships.
go.
So
That's
if you're in a
the answer right
stable,
there.
secure, loving relationship, you don't need more security.
Yeah.
You don't need more stability. You might need some excitement. You might need some passion. You might need some danger and uncertainty. And you're going to find that potentially with the insecurely attached guy with 3 children by 3 different mothers. By the same token, maybe you're a man and you are in a contentious, conflictual relationship with your wife. You might have an emotional affair with a woman who's just a safe haven. It might not even involve sex at that point.
All right, now you lying at the end.
Yeah, you definitely shot some bill at the end. It is
like
going to
it.
be some sex.
It is.
It is going to be.
And you definitely got to do what she won't do.
So that's on Orion Taraban, Hacks on Instagram. Good follow. The other guy he mentioned, James Sexton, which is a divorce attorney, really good follow too. Online, if you guys like that relationship stuff. Both of them very, very fair. But I threw this clip in there because it was just like, it's kind of leads to the question of like why people cheat. And a lot of times, because every time when someone gets caught cheating, you'd be like, yo, she's not even good. She's not even as fine.
Yeah.
And we got to start being honest that when people cheat, it's because something is missing in the relationship.
She did something I never had before.
Yeah. But sometimes it's just being nice. Like, it's true. Like, sometimes it's just like, yo, like, my wife isn't nice, right? Or your husband isn't nice, right? And this person is treating you kindly and nicely.
How do men deal with women that are not nice, like being married to them? And I'm thinking of one person in particular who I definitely know.
I think they hit out of their weight class, and you just don't really want to leave from that, you know. So you endure. And I think all men need to feel that they're a little bit out of their weight class. I think all men need to feel a sense of accomplishment with dating a woman, right? Like, because I think you need to be proud of your woman, right? You need to be like, yo, I'm happy to have her. But I don't think you need to hit so far out of your weight class to where you now afraid to lead.
Hey man, shoot up, man. We dating up from here on out.
Yeah, definitely swing up. But this one is about, you know, cheating. And I think if you're getting all your needs met and you cheat, I think you need to realize you're just a dick.
Yeah, or you just a fiend.
Undisciplined, right? You're undisciplined dick. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like if all your needs aren't being met and then somebody's cheat, like we also need to be able to have the conversation of, you know, like, hey, you know, you were being a dick over here, or you weren't doing this, and I went out and found it. You know, all right, we need to have a conversation.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because we still doing this Parrot app. I know we talked about this 2 months ago because I'm on day 77. And it's been interesting for us, like a lot more communication, stuff that I just never thought we needed to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's just like, and then you answering questions, and it is some days where she like, hold on, pal. On a scale of 1 to on empty to full, you did a quarter of tank full. Like, what the hell going on? You know, and it's like, damn, I never thought about this. Mind you, I've been with this girl since I was 22, 23.
Yeah. You need to give the app out for guys that are married that might actually can use this.
Yeah, it's called Paired. They ain't paid me. If they do, I will promote them more.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you're in a relationship, dating, especially if you seriously dating, not none of these jump offs that you
Not
got.
your situationship.
Not never that.
Okay.
This will break all that up. But if you like dating, especially if you newly married, or even if you've been married, because I mean we've been together forever. So it's like for us, we just hopped on it because back in the day we always just talked about it because we would see the ads, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a whole sex portion in there. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw that out in there. And so I was just like, yo, this would be interesting. She was like, all right. And then when you get in there, it's just like, all right, sex is such a small part of it.
Yeah.
It talks about like the honeymoon phase. Like you do a track where you hop on finances.
Yeah.
And the finances part is interesting because it's 30 days of y'all only talking about money.
Wow.
And it ain't like, okay, who gonna pay for this? Who gonna pay for that? It's like, hey, what's your expectations if she lose her job?
Yeah.
What's her expectations if you lose your job?
Does it give the answers that you give to the partner?
Yeah, and then y'all supposed to have a discussion about it at the end of the day.
Oh.
And so, or you can leave notes. And sometimes we don't talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because it's no need, right?
Yeah.
But like, we just got finished with the honeymoon phase, and it's revisiting a honeymoon phase. So it was a lot of like, we talk about like what we were doing when we first got married or before Roman got here.
Yeah.
You know, and we realized like, damn, we used to go out on Fridays. We used to try to go visit somewhere cool. It didn't have to be a lot of money, but it might be like, yo, let's go to this bar. Let's go eat here. And we were realizing like we'll take day trips. And it's like, damn, we don't do none of that no more. And it's easy to blame it on Roman.
Having a kid, yeah.
But it's also like we could go do that with him. We talked about like yesterday was if y'all could visit anywhere. So now we looking at, yo, our next vacation, we should go here because we both interestedly wants to do both of this. So it's called paired. If you were in a serious relationship, I always tell everybody, I'm like, it's like 30 days free. I promise you, you're going to pay for the yearly thing. And I think the yearly is on like $30 or $60. It ain't nothing expensive. It's cool, man. And then, y'all check that shit out. But it's been making us communicate a lot. And it's like, I don't like this. I don't like that.
But that's where the security comes from, is having the conversations, because when you don't have the conversations, then guess what? Then now you're not secure. Yeah. And that's why I always hate when people are like, you're cheating because you're insecure. And it's like, well, if it's not secure, it's going to be insecure, right? Yeah, so it's not I'm cheating because I'm insecure. It's because, hey, you never given me the confidence that this is ever going to happen.
Yeah. And then I get to sneak in my kinks in there on the low.
Well, she gets to sneak hers in also.
Yeah, that was in there too. And I was like, all right, you take this butt shit out of here, buddy. I ain't doing none of that bullshit.
Right, black man. Don't be like that, man. Don't be like that.
No. See?
Be adventurous.
Give black men a place to be seen, place to be heard.
Sometimes I got to push back. Be lying.
They do, but so do women. So that's what makes it pod cool.
Welcome to all I do listen.
We have to let them know.
Now let's begin.
Yo, I want to welcome everybody to episode 179 of the Black Dads Club, brought to you by No Grease Premium in Northlake. I went there yesterday. My barber told me once again, it is time to let go and let God.
Tell him to have faith.
And then he did tell me, he said, it's just the hairline on one side in the middle. I said, that's a lot.
Hey, but you can get that hair stuff now. One of my homegirls was telling me about is this pill that they give women, and she started giving it to her husband, and it actually started giving him like full of hair.
Oh, send that over.
When I hit her up today, I ask her what it is, so you could actually start taking it. I'm too far gone. I'm gonna have to go to Turkey to ever get it back.
I need to figure something out. That is Pastor Mike Will. I am Gavin B, and this is the #1 podcast in North Carolina. If I had the hand claps, I would figure it out, but it's too far. We
not just Charlotte, like all North Carolina.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I make up whatever.
Okay, we're the #1 in North Carolina.
If you go on Feedspot today and you type in Top Black Father Podcast, we're going to be #1. We've been #1. We are #1 currently. They sent us the email congratulating us. And I just want to let you other niggas know, we told you so. You give us 30 days, you give us 30 months, we going to be on y'all ass. Y'all lied, y'all folded, y'all no longer pod.
Yeah.
We are here.
We about to go on and jump into this who makes the list? Edison,
we need to hop in there.
Yeah, we're gonna hop on Edison.
Got a long way to go, but we're going to get there.
Got a long way to go, but I give us, you know what? I give us a year.
All right, look.
I give us a year. We're gonna crack the Edison.
Hey, we need to look, because I need everything. If we supposed to be getting this house, come on. In nigga news, there is certain people that I don't. When they face come across the internet, I don't listen to them. I don't take them serious.
It's gonna be some bull.
Yeah, Charleston White, he's up there. Ari Spears is up there for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Who else? Krishan and Blueface, when they were on the internet, it was anytime. Academics, DJ Academics is on there for me. I don't listen to nothing they say. The problem is when you get out of, and I gotta stop saying because y'all be on YouTube cracking my ass about saying it too much. And I thank y'all for that. That's the criticism Mike said is fair.
Yes.
But when you get to the people that are somewhat educated or professional, or they have professional type jobs, then you have those lists of people you don't listen to anymore. I don't listen to Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith, yeah.
I don't. Steve Smith, shout out to you. What's up? Still don't know what happened with that. But I like when y'all get rid of no face, no case. So yeah, Stephen A. Smith is on that list for me. Jason Whitlock is on that list for me.
Absolutely.
Chris Carter, when he was talking about Kawhi Leonard, he blew that for me. I was like, I never listened to nothing you got to say. Paul Pierce is officially on that list because he said this, let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that. That's
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better.
He can't get it up.
It ain't going to be based off of...
With medication
Listen,
now,
this is the thing.
all
And
things
listen
are possible.
carefully.
I'm
Listen
listening.
carefully.
Listen,
I'm listening.
Relationships, let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
So you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the
I'm
whole
glad
way
he said
through.
that at the end.
So
that was the
do
part
you-
that I really was waiting for him to add.
To tell the truth.
So
The truth will slip out
yeah,
sometimes.
you never saw a positive relationship when you was growing up.
Facts.
Right? Your mom and dad wasn't married. So you was raised in a motherland home.
Mm-hmm.
And then what he's also bearing the lead here. I think the dude just finalized a divorce like not too long ago.
I'll look that up.
Yeah. I'm almost certain that he just got divorced, or maybe a few years ago he just got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Paul, like, bruh, it is okay to be angry after the divorce. Divorce and custody fights are hellacious. They are contentious. I promise you, at the end, you definitely know that the other person is not your friend. Like at the end, you like, who did I have unprotected sex with all this time?
Here you go.
Like, you will say that, right? But as a man, you have to lead out of that misery. And I always see this happen to guys, like one or two things, right? Either divorce really tells them like, hey, this is where I messed up in leadership, so I got to be way better at it, or it destroys them. And they think that all marriages are bad.
Well, my problem with him is he did just get a divorce. It doesn't say the year, but he definitely has an ex-wife and 3 kids. Is marriage for poor people? I don't know if poor people are running to get married.
Yeah, here's the thing: it is rich people that are getting married, and it's so hilarious, right? Because I see a lot of people on the far right, Euro Americans, they'd be like, "Don't send your kids to college," right? And then on the back end, they're arguing that not enough of them getting into top colleges, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it once again, it's do what I say, not what I do.
Facts.
And it's the same thing with marriage. I pulled up the stat, was like, yo, what percentage of millionaires are married? 86%.
Yeah, it's high.
86% of millionaires are married.
Yeah.
So it is a wealth building that occurs in marriage. And I'm saying this as a divorced guy, right? Because if I look back, like I think me and my ex been divorced for 7-8 years now, right? And I look at how much money we waste by being separate.
Absolutely.
Like it is like easily $500,000.
Yeah, too much.
Like that if you was together and you both was working and you both could put it, like you would have more wealth. So I hate when a guy like Paul Pierce, who's extremely wealthy,
Yes.
but he's extremely hurt, right? He has to deal with the hurt of his divorce, which I'm pretty sure was not fun, not contentious. I mean, very contentious. And then he also had to deal with the fact that his mother and his father was never married.
Yeah.
Like you do not need to be talking about the state of marriage.
And our group chat, not the one I'm in with you. Somebody asked me what's the most active group chat I'm in, and it's the Aftermath. I don't know if I was supposed to give that name away. Anyway, in that group chat, we were talking about Anthony Edwards and him being the face of the NBA. We was having that debate, and Ben was actually arguing how we have to stop making athletes and entertainers like scholars. And people who follow,
Absolutely.
right? Which is something you preach.
Yeah,
every week, right?
absolutely.
And so, but in that, I told him, I said, the problem we keep having is these athletes open their mouth and they don't realize how many people hear them and follow them and maybe follow down those footsteps. Paul Pierce saying this, like, it's not more poor people in this country than rich people. It's something interesting. I don't believe most people getting older. I don't know what he considers older is getting. Like your mom getting married at 70. Okay, cool. You know why your mom got married at 70? because she had a millionaire son who could pay for it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it gets to those things. And then I look at it, I go, well, not saying it's right, but it's a reason why people were doing it. Hey, certain positions in jobs you can't get unless you married. They do that. We like the women to think that they are the only people that go through that. But nah, they sit men down and say, yo, you can't be the pastor of this church if you ain't married.
Yeah.
You can't be the CEO unless you here and you're not married. You need to find somebody. It's a reason why, thank God, that Cory Booker couldn't get far in politics.
Bro, they will tell you if you're out of shape.
Yeah.
You need to, you know what I'm saying, before they promote you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and it won't be an official HR, note or recommendation, but it will be from, someone that considers themselves to be like your mentor.
Yeah.
To be like, hey man, if you try to get promoted, you're gonna have to drop 50.
Yeah.
Right. Men. I mean, I'm not even talking about women.
Yeah, they'll take you to the bar, get you drunk and slip it in there.
Yeah, like they'll tell men like, yo, you need to get in shape. You need to settle down.
Yeah.
So there are benefits to it, and it's a self-selecting club, so they are allowed to, I guess, be discriminatory. Like married people want to only be around married people.
That, and then a lot of you, we gotta stop saying the N-word, right?
Yeah, we do.
All right. A lot of you Negroes.
Yeah.
Niggers. A lot of y'all, and this ain't even for black people, a lot of men just don't have dick discipline, right? And so a lot of times that wife, you got something to go home to. A lot of that you ain't got to overwork.
Yeah.
When I worked corporate, the number one thing they was telling us at Marriott is like, you need to have a work-life balance.
Yeah.
And some of y'all, your work-life balance is once you leave here, if you single, you going to drink every time.
Yep.
And you drugging and you doing other shit. Versus the person who's married is like, all right, I want to spend my time outside of here with my kids, with my family, on vacation. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you drink and drug there. I don't know. But it's like...
Or drink with your wife. Right?
Or drug with your wife.
Yeah, or drug with your wife. Yeah. Roll on Molly with your wife.
Yes, but if you do all that, don't pull a Diddy. You cannot mess with your coworkers. Diddy, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to tell black people this. Some of y'all are not on ABC. Some of y'all are not lawyers. Some of y'all are not even jailhouse lawyers. Don't be talking about this trial like y'all know what the hell is going on. It is a mess.
I'm leaving it alone to the end. I've left it alone for the most part. It's just because it's like I don't know enough facts. I know enough that Kanye West sounds stupid talking about, I was smashing my employees, and that's not a good look. Yeah. I don't think you should probably ever smash your employees.
And you shouldn't put it on the internet either.
Definitely should not put it on the internet, but you definitely should not. I mean, it's in bad taste, honestly, to even sleep with coworkers, but that happens.
Yeah,
but your subordinates, absolutely.
I did marry
your subordinates. You should absolutely not do that.
Yeah, the only thing with this Diddy trial is I told y'all yesterday. I find it interesting that ABC is really using the word freak offs on TV. It's wild times.
Yeah, I went back to look up what he was being charged for, and I'm gonna be honest, they're gonna have a hard time convicting him of what he's been, because he's been charged for trafficking,
2 counts of trafficking,
and like that she low key done shot that out of the water already.
Yeah, but I think today they're supposed to make the connection that.
And then racketeering.
Yeah. I think the trafficking is supposed to she's supposed to tie that in today. That was the big thing today. To make it look like, hey, we were contacting escorts to take them across state lines. That's what she's going to do. Now, how that don't include her too, I think that's interesting.
Yeah. She definitely... After the way she spoke yesterday, I was like, oh, they must have given her amnesty that they're not going to charge her at all, because like she definitely seemed like more of a participant, which when we discussed this about a year ago, I was like, I don't really know how much of a victim she is, but I understand the situation of the power imbalance.
Yeah, and I think I was listening to something, they was talking to the security guard who that tape in a hotel. They was talking to him. They tore his ass up yesterday.
Yeah, they did. I saw that. Well, I didn't see it, but I read the transcript from what they had from the court.
It's going to definitely be interesting. I don't know who's stronger, Diddy's daughters or Cassie's husband. Because hearing that your girl asked an escort to go to shower her, let's just put it there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's tough. And she 8 months pregnant giving this up. I'm assuming you know.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta know who you marry, man.
Yeah. And then
you gotta know who you marry.
But also, like, if I'm Diddy, I don't know if I might tell my daughters, like, yo, which is probably why they got up and left.
Yeah.
Because that's tough to hear that, yo. You know, I remember one time I thought I heard my parents having sex in a hotel and I was scared. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a person on the other side of the wall. At least that's what I tell myself all the time, right? And so it's cool, but that's scary. I never want them to know what. I never want to know what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. I mean, So seeing all his kids, I'd be like, look.
Like, imagine if you find out which parent had the same kinks you do.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Like, I know genetics is a thing, so it's somebody. But yeah, like, I don't want to know. I'm good.
Like, it's tough thinking like, dang, that's where I got that kink from. And if it's from the wrong parent, however you may see that, listeners, then you gonna feel it way. Like, it's a lot that goes into that. So yeah, I'm interested to see. I don't know. I think they got their hands full. And Diddy got them lawyers over there. I think he got ASAP and Young Thug lawyers.
Yo, I mean, yeah, they did not look bad yesterday from the beginning of the trial. I was like, oh, they got their hands full.
And then I think, let me tell you something, Hollywood. Y'all lucky. Y'all might have sacrificed Diddy. Once y'all get these kinks out the way, y'all gonna realize that the rest of the world don't care. And that the rest of the world been doing what y'all doing, that y'all just embarrassed to.
Well, that's where they got it from. And then look, it be the ladies, man. The ladies be into this wild stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
all of them do. Like,
it be the ladies. Like, as guys, we don't be knowing half of this stuff, man. And we'll meet a girl, and you know we'll really really like her, and then she be like, oh, you know what? This is a guy I can trust. And then she started telling us some stuff, and we be like, okay, well, let's try it.
Or she'll tell you what another guy did. I'm telling you, when I took pictures of those escorts and they started telling me like what fetishes were, I'm thinking fetishes is like, oh, okay, you like a little tickle, a little strap here and there. No. They started giving you some real game of like, nah.
They go in their bag. Yeah,
so. They like, no, people pay top dollar for this. And
big up for the women that are freaks, man.
Shout out to the escorts.
And the good girls, the girls that do it for the love of the game.
Oh, shout out to them.
Shout out to them for sure.
Yeah, scoring 30 points. Monte Ellis in it?
Yeah, just try it. Exactly. The Monte Ellises.
Oh, the world.
Good name, man. Good name. Good basketball reference.
Shout out to him, man. Happy Small Business Month. It is May. I want to tell everybody this. This is random. I put it in there. I am tired of this. Is it hard to support Black business topic? I've been saying it a lot, maybe because I'm a small business.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm in that mix. And I will say this though, I'm gonna move off of it quick. Two things. From the consumer to business side, we need to stop holding Black people. I believe in holding Black people to the same standards as everybody else, but it gets interesting when we look at white businesses and we don't see them as small businesses.
True.
So we don't hold them to the same standard.
We don't hold them to the same standard, yeah.
And what we end up doing is homegirl that likes to make cute t-shirts, who sell them on Etsy, we say, oh, this is a hobby for her.
Yep.
But your homeboy that makes t-shirts,
he can't make a mistake.
He cannot make a mistake.
Yeah.
And to me, that's nasty work.
It is.
On the flip side of businesses to consumer, a lot of y'all need to go back to making this shit a hobby. You need to go take business classes, and you need to decide if you really... too many small businesses I know, especially, and I'm going to speak for photographers because I'm in that world, they really have no business education. So they just start up something becomes a hobby. They go downtown, they get their LLC, they freaking, I'm saying downtown, like they don't put it on the internet no more. Times have changed. But they fill out some paperwork, I'm an LLC, and then they think they run the business, but they don't, you ain't storing customer information properly. You're not paying this. You're not going to networking events. You're not going to get educated in your field. You just started something. But I want us to have this real conversation on why do we highlight and hold up white small businesses so higher than Blacks?
So I think the biggest problem with Black small businesses is we do not have community, right? So I think if you had community, right? When I say community, I am talking about a literal community, right? All the immigrants that have moved here from Nicaragua, Mexico, we all know in Charlotte where they are, right? South Boulevard, East Charlotte, right? That's where they all are. You will find businesses that have Spanish names on them in those areas, right? You walk into them, nobody speaks English, right?
Yeah.
They have a community over there. So if they need something, they all know where to go in that community to find what they want. as blacks, we don't have communities. And there's a reason for it. I mean, it was like 3 days ago. It was the anniversary of the firebombing that had occurred in Philadelphia. So it's like it's a reason why we do not have communities.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, but I think that's part of the problem is that if we knew like, hey, all the black businesses in Charlotte are Betty's Ford, right? We'd have a community, right? So we'd be able to go to Betty's Ford, and I could be like, okay, I could find clothes, I can grab food, I can pick up furniture. It's all going to be here. I think the hardest part is we just don't have a community, right? Everybody else have a community, right? Whether it's Little Mexico, whether it's Chinatown, whether it's Little Korea, Little Italy, like
even the Africans,
even the Africans, right? Like Little Haiti, right? But it's like I think when it comes to like African Americans, it's a lot of times hard to support because we are so disconnected from one another. So I don't even think it's nefarious. I don't even think it's that we don't like each other. Now, to your other point, we do got to get better at service.
We do. And it's tough, man, because I look at certain things and I'll talk to some photographers and I'm like, wait a second, you showed up an hour late and you thought that was cool?
Yeah.
Or I remember one time I had a dude who was doing a video for my photography podcast, right? And this, Mike said, no more N-word. This fool would not send me an invoice so I can use it as a business expense.
Yeah.
Then it hit me. He ain't got this stuff together. He is a videographer who just so happened to start doing stuff on the side and he's acting like he's bigger. That's the other thing that our community has to stop doing. It is time to cut out fronting. Because what ends up happening is you running an illegitimate business, people thinking you for real, and they assuming all black businesses is like that, and you really not a business, and you trying to be online like, I got my shit together. And you really don't. And it's tough. So I look at that like me, we carved this out in the time. So, hey, I could be at shoots on time. I could do email. Like, I always laugh when people meet me and they're just like, okay, we know podcast Gavin, and we know photography Gavin.
Yeah.
And those two people are very different.
Yeah.
I don't pod on photo shoots. And, it is what it is. But I don't know, it's bothering me. And you know what? I went to the 31 Days of Business the city of Charlotte was doing. I went to their event. I had Ro with me. And then people was looking at me crazy. And they had every right to. I mean, we had a city networking event. And I got a 3-year-old in my arms greeting whoever. But that's a real life of a small business owner, right?
Exactly.
Like
real life.
My son got to be here.
Yeah.
Like it is, or I ain't coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was cool seeing so many small business owners, whether it's Juiced Up Reese, whether it was CLT tours with Tori, it was super dope. And you seeing black men and black women walking around. The owner of Mertz was in there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So we walking
Do
around.
we have another soul food place besides Mertz right now? Charlotte, what happened to all our soul food? My bad to interrupt.
Well, that's what we just talking about. Bad businesses.
Never mind.
I went to Sunset Soul Food and they did me so dirty. The dude told me what I thought was so funny. I was like, I've been waiting here for 2 hours. And he said, well, I'm trying to take your order, but you giggling. And I said, really? I said, I already did my order 2 hours ago. I'm waiting on it. And then you told me.
Yeah,
I ain't been back in there.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, bro, if I call my order in ahead of time, man, fix my food when I show up, bro. I will give you time. There was a restaurant, and it was my favorite restaurant. They ended up selling it to someone else, and they ended up closing down.
Okay.
But I knew why they closed down because I would put my order in at 10,
bruh,
and I would show up at 12:30, and I still had to wait on my food.
Bruh, there was an old lady at Sunset Soul Food. And we figured out in the house that if I picked up the food, my food would come. She was so nice to me. I watched her be rude to Karina, my sister, Darnell, Brittany. I'm talking about rude. Like, I ain't fixing y'all food. I walked in there. Oh, baby, she would go to the back and fix my plate.
See,
like, in that's bad business.
That is bad business.
It benefit for me. Then they fired her.
And then there's another spot in Charlotte that's supposedly a soul food place, but y'all macaroni is not soul food-ish at all. I ain't gonna say the name, but
just to do a rhyme with Bruzzo.
No. They're actually pretty decent, but they're not. I don't really see them as soul food though.
Oh, okay.
So but I need a soul food because somebody, for the love of God, just open up a good soul food restaurant and sell beef ribs.
Go to Everybody Eats.
Everybody Eats.
They off North Tryon. I rock with her. Tell her you know Gavin. I don't think that's gonna help, but tell her you know me. This ain't funny. Look, every New York podcast that's out there, y'all can stop running. It's time to discuss this statue. I don't know who approved this. I don't know. There's a statue in New York of, we're assuming she's black. The statue black, so she must be black.
Yeah. It's a
She got micro braids.
Statue of a black woman with micro braids, and she's plus size.
Do you think it was a black woman in the room who approved the statue? In the room when this statue was approved? That is a great question. Or a black man. But I want to know if it's a black woman in
So I looked up the sculptor, right? Now, he could have just been commissioned. I did not dig into the story enough to find out whether or not someone commissioned him to make it. He just put it together.
Got you.
The sculptor is a black male. I think he's out of London, though. Or maybe he might be France. Anyway, I don't think he's from here.
First mistake.
Yeah. But when they put this together, who approved this? Who approved creating a plus size black woman with
Ain't her hands on her hip?
braids? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so they make sure she had attitude.
It's everything stereotypical. And here's the thing. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe that is what we've become in this country. Maybe that's what we look like now.
What a press kit on black women is bad too.
It is a terrible press kit, but here's the thing. I think the ladies lean more into their bad press than the fellas.
Shit.
I do. I think the women lean into it more.
Oh yeah, her hands is on her hip. What makes me laugh about this is, you know how bad this press kit is? They've been doing like editing clothes on her, and it's all ghetto. And I'm like, look at this one. Hold on, man.
That is a shame. Nobody else.
Look, they put a jail suit on her.
Come on, man. And the thing is, no one else does this to themselves.
Nobody else
does. There would be no other group that would put an image of themselves up and say, whatever you deem to be the stereotype, that's what we're going to put. We're going to put that up.
They put Tim's on her
as an imagery of us. Like, it was bad. It was bad. Whoever approved it. How many minutes we had? Fuck you to whoever approved it. And I'm so sick. I'm sick of only African Americans in this country continually get the stereotype to be positioned as themselves. Nobody else, no other demographic has to do with this, right? If they put up a Euro American man statue, right? What is he going to be wearing?
Well, they have two of them up there. This is in contrast to that,
though. Oh, so what are they wearing? They got on trucker hats?
I doubt it.
Do they have, is it Gravy Seal Team 6? With their bellies out? Right? Is it West Virginian?
No.
It's like, I'm just tired.
Yeah, when I saw it, I thought it was a joke. You know how they Photoshop stuff in places. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is a good chat GPT. Then I realized, like, it's not.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, this is bad ghetto. Like, this is, and he got on a little suit.
He got on a suit?
Unless this is I hate when people text me. Yeah, it's super ghetto, man. But you know what? Speaking of, look, man, hold on. Y'all know what time it is. Hold on.
Look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a
Draymond
very
Green.
successful, educated black man with a great family. And I'm great at basketball. I'm great at what I do. The agenda to try to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot Bell first. All right. Okay. So Draymond Green is an educated, highly successful black man. Big ups for that. Family man. Big ups for that.
Good at basketball, yes.
Yeah. Draymond, the way that you be flopping around and grabbing people and doing all your little side antics, you can't pull out the angry black man card for being a basketball player that does every dirty trick on the basketball court. Draymond is notorious for reaching in somebody with his arm and then falling to the floor and pulling them down. Notorious for that. This is why you get technicals called to you, bro.
Draymond, we with you. But sometimes y'all have to start letting us know, like, hey, I'm doing this for the press. Like when Shannon said he met that girl at the gym. Like, you got to wink at the camera twice and be like, yo, this for them.
I bought it, man. I bought it. He said he met her at the gym. I mean, look, I'm like, she Lifetime Fitness? Sure. Why not?
No. Draymond, I'm here to say, he didn't meet her.
Allegedly.
And Draymond, if you make this video, the next video that Draymond has nothing to do with, if you scroll up, is a mixtape of Draymond punching everybody. So it doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? You did get rid of two teammates have left your team after y'all won championships.
You're
because
on
of
camera punching Jordan Poole.
You on camera screaming.
Basically bullying him, right?
Yeah, you on camera screaming on KD, who left that year as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to think of this. The reason why LeBron might have won that finals is because you kicked him in the groin while he was on the floor and
kicked him in the gonads, and now you were suspended for a game, and they came back on you. So, look, angry black man is a thing, but let's not just throw it out to just try to provide cover. Just own it. Just own it, bro. Just own it.
Just wink at the camera twice and let us know what
exactly.
you're trying to
Like they try to. Let us know you're joking.
Shout out to my baby that landed. Also, shout out to LaShonda. Happy birthday. We love you. Tell Mimi to take you out.
Oh, she's out of town right now. I won't say where she's at, but she's gone.
She with that young boy?
Well, allegedly she is on the straight and narrow.
All right. So we're gonna do the top 50 podcast came out. Mimi gonna clip that and send that to
I know,
her.
right?
The top 50 podcast came out for the first quarter. Definitely an interesting list. Y'all know who at the top of this list. I think a couple things shocked me.
Where's the first black podcast that's not Breakfast Club? Where does that one jump in at? Is it Club Shay Shay?
Yeah, 16.
16.
Which is definitely interesting. And then they actually ahead of a Breakfast Club.
Oh,
Club
wow.
Shay Shay, Breakfast Club at 24, Club Shay Shay at 16. $1 million worth of game is up there.
They've really jumped up in the last year or so. Them being on Barstool Network, it's paying dividends.
It is paying. And
Dividends. Which one's it? Dividends.
Dividends.
Okay.
You country as hell.
I am country.
My interesting thing with all of this is
Dividends.
Candace up there. We count Candace as a black
Nope.
podcast.
Keep going. And we're not counting Bonjo either, because I think he's on there also. No, keep going.
Then Joe is at 46.
Joe's at 46?
Joe is at 46.
Joe is tumbling a little bit.
He is a lot of it. It's like 20 slots after he put Mark on the show.
Damn.
I'm just saying it like that. I ain't saying, I got my reasons why I think he failed so much. It don't have nothing to do with Mark. It does have to do with too many people and going away from your niche. I think that plays a part, because his niche was music.
In the behind the scenes in the music industry.
Yeah, and they don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that anymore.
And what happened is you start talking about things that's going on in the world, and y'all might not be the most educated on it, so people tune out. And Joe always said this when it was him, Ish, and Ice and Parks. It was just them four. He said, I want to create a room of chaos, and I want just a bunch of people up here talking. All right, you got that now.
He definitely has.
So now you got 6 mics, and it's people yelling over each other. It might be more than 6, you know what I'm saying? But it's just
that is insane that he's 46. Well, first off, impressive that he's top 50.
Absolutely.
Big ups to Joe being one of the biggest podcasts in the world. So this is Edison list. This is all the top 50 in the United States. And if you're top in the United States, you're top in the world, because we're the biggest consumers on the planet.
I do wonder if we get into a point, because they did the top podcast with black people. I don't have it pulled up right now, but in that was $1 million worth of game, Breakfast Club, Shannon, Steve Harvey, Joe. These are out of order, but I think Joe was like maybe 6 on that list. Joe Rogan was number 1 on that list.
Joe Rogan was still number 1 for black listeners.
I mean, he gonna get over it on everybody. He's just so far reach. And then we don't know what Edison is using for black.
Who's the audience?
I don't know what they. But I did say this. I wonder if Steve Harvey and the Breakfast Club, because they take their morning radio show and put it on podcast hosting, and they both with iHeart. So I don't know what, iHeart is a streamer of podcasts. I don't know if they. I wouldn't be shocked if it comes out that iHeart is counting every listener every morning of their show towards a podcast listen.
Facts.
So, and I don't think it's fair.
Nope.
But that's the game we playing now, that we counting stuff weird and we making everybody look bigger than what they are. And so I am definitely interested to know about that. But look, I don't know. $1 million game worth of game is getting up there. I'm not an avid listener. I'm a clip listener.
Yeah, I'm a clip listener, but I mean, I'm big ups what they do though. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I'm definitely proud of them for taking off. You never find me to be a hater, man. As I always say, they're printing money as we speak. We don't have to count somebody else's money. They're literally printing new money as we go.
I will be a hater. My pastor did say, I think I said this last episode, I got to start being nicer. Start seeing the positivity. in people.
Did he listen to your podcast clip or something?
Nah, he might have, but I think sometimes he do see clips. And it's funny, my mom was in Miami and she was hanging out with my cousin's husband.
Yeah.
And she was like, he dropped us off here. And she said, we left. We came back to the car and he was listening to you and Mike. And she was like, it was interesting. Like, I was like, golly, man. I'm like, and so we are getting there. Hey, when you the number one podcast in the Carolinas, I mean, what can we say? Catch up, niggas. Y'all don't record no more. Interesting enough. Oh, I do want to clear some things up. Shout out to everybody that's here because our video on Ish and Mark went viral last week. Y'all were correct. At the Kendrick Lamar show, that was not an interrogation. It was a deposition. My bad. All right. I do realize that some of you guys do listen and y'all want full details on certain things. I don't know if y'all be wanting that or not, but the next time I go to a concert, I will walk y'all through it just so you could be there because the Kendrick Lamar clip is taken off too. And it was just like, I just did a breeze by because I'm like, it wasn't like you was there.
Yeah.
I was drunk a lot of the show, but it was still a good time. But anyway, we'll do that. Also,
let's create a clip for him this weekend. Keep going.
As Black people, you have to learn when you gracing white people with your presence, and you can't allow them to use and abuse you in the world of content.
Oh, you talking about Mark on Pierce?
Mark went on Pierce Morgan and put his ass on a platter for them. And I don't think he did it on purpose. Hey, I will say this. I'm clear where I stand. I like Mark. I didn't like y'all in the comments saying that I don't like Mark, because I do. Mike won't smoke with Mark. I like Mark.
That is the irony.
Yeah. And whenever y'all get mad at Mike, y'all just take shots at me and I just got to sit there like, all right, bro, I guess. But anyway, I'm a huge fan of Mark. I've always been a fan of Mark before Joe, before, everything, because he was the black man. And I could always tell Mark got a little nigga in him. I could always tell that.
And he was like one of the first younger black PhDs that wasn't
scared.
Yeah, like and like stodgy and boring, right?
Yeah.
Like he was definitely like, yeah, I'm intelligent, but you know what? Like I'm part of this generation. I'm part of hip hop generation. Basically,
he was the cooler version of Michael Eric Dyson. Michael Eric Dyson. Michael Eric Dyson used to be like the pastor that wanted to talk about rap music, and then he did it during the sermon, and you kind of be like, oh, he do know what's going on. But it's kind of like as you got older, you like, all right, bro, the same pony can't do the same trick, can it? Or can it do something different? Yeah. But I love Michael Eric Dyson. No smoke there, buddy. But Mark, I've always liked Mark. To watch Mark go on Pierce Morgan, and first of all, I'm confused. Because I see a screen, I see Pierce, and I don't like accents. I think I made that clear. Even though my co-host has one, the rest of y'all, I don't like this shit. All right? Mind you, I don't think people from the Southeast have accents outside of Mississippi.
Yeah, this is true. We just talk normal.
Yeah, this is normal.
We just speak good.
Absolutely. And so we get there and I see Pierce and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I see a white girl who I'm not familiar with.
So that's the girl, Lily Gaddis. And I call everybody girls, by the way, because I am Southern, and this is how my dad speaks. So
absolutely,
the young lady,
the young racist.
So yes, and that she's the one that went viral probably about 2 years ago now. And I actually think she's from the Carolinas. I actually think she's from Wilmington.
Oh gosh,
but it should not surprise you from Wilmington if you know anything about Wilmington.
Yeah,
but she's the one that I think she had said like the word nigger on Twitter, and then she went viral and tried to counsel her, but she's pretty much been uncounselable. No, from that point,
find your niche.
Forward. Yeah, find your niche. And then they had Myron Gaines on there, right? The black guy from Fit and Fresh.
He's not black.
That pretends he's Black American.
And he's Saudi?
No, not Saudi. Leave Saudi alone. I love Saudis.
Okay, sorry. Excuse me.
He's Somalian. No. He might be a Sudanese. God, now I'm messing up.
Yeah, he is from the Sudan. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So yes, he's from the Sudan. He's Sudanese. Beautiful people, by the way. One of my favorite people in the world is a Sudanese young lady. So
Mike never beaten the allegations, and I love it for him. When I clicked on the screen, first of all, I'm on Twitter watching.
Yeah,
I know this is a joke. I know it's a joke. I know that Myron did not sneak his cosplaying ass onto Pierce Morgan. I just know that, and I know because Joe Budden has the biggest. He wants all the smoke with Myron. You don't like Myron. He's made that known for years, years before, right? And so when this is going on, I'm like, wait, Mark is there? Do Joe know this? And I know Mark can do whatever you want. Everybody can do whatever you want. As long as you don't go nowhere and promote that you work for the Joe Budden podcast, Joe don't give a damn, right? And Mark can stand on his own because he can go in rooms Joe can't.
Yeah.
Which I think makes this addition even greater. Because it's rooms that Joe now are going to get to walk in. But that's...
I mean, joke about Ferrari, so he can pretty much go where he wants now.
Yeah.
That's like being able to purchase a Ferrari is like the epitome of being wealthy.
Yeah. But Joe said he went to that damn Kendrick Lamar concert and they told his ass to go park in the regular people parking lot. He said, I thought I was famous enough to get good parking at MetLife. He's like, I'm from Jersey. They said no. Anywho,
I mean, he is in billionaire capital of the world.
Yeah,
like bro, you not there yet.
You're not there yet. So I listened to Mark actually on Joe Budden give an explanation on what happened that day. He said Pierce called him, somebody canceled, they just needed him. He said him and Pierce have a good relationship, so it was like all right. And he said every question he asked them, like, what we talking about, what we going here for, what we doing, they just kept blowing him off.
There's no way, and I'm gonna call BS on that. Marc Lamont is too smart to not know where he's going and who he's going to be on the panel with. There's no way in hell Mark didn't know.
I can see how that can happen. I'm going to tell you why. He made it seem like him and Pierce are cool. If your boy hits you up and you like who I'm on with, and it's like, you're not speaking to Pierce directly, you speaking to his team, and they like, hold on, we trying to get everything. And he said, they just like, here's the Zoom link. And Mark said he really don't never really care who's on with because he think he can hold his own. That's why I think
that whole panel was beneath Mark.
That's what I want to get to.
That whole panel was like, no.
Sometimes as black people, you got to know when your worth is just too high and you got to log on and be like, oh, wait a second. Now, Mark, to be fair, he said he didn't know who that white girl was. He didn't knew nothing about her. He said,
which is even more so the reason to get the hell off.
Yeah. And well, when he gave the topic of what we're here to talk about, they were there to talk about the difference in between Carmelo Anthony's GoFundMe versus the white woman who called the autistic boy the N-word, and why those things don't equal. And I like the podcast people looking at him. I'm talking about Joe and Joe and everybody was like, yo, bro, like every fucking topic don't need a debate, bro.
It doesn't. Yeah, and especially that one, because I mean this country is clear in the direction that it wants to head in.
Yeah.
This country has been very, very clear. We're not at someplace new. We're back.
Yeah.
We've shown back up to the place that we've left. So this country has been clear. The moment he logged on and he saw, okay, because I don't know who the white lady is on the far right. Yeah. But I recognize the Lily chick, right?
Okay.
And then I recognize obviously Myron. And again, there's no way in hell if I am Marc Lamont and I have that kind of social cachet, there's no way in hell I'm just showing up on the panel not knowing who's there, right?
That's fair.
And not only that, I would look at Pierce. If him and Pierce have a relationship, I'd be like, bruh, I'm a PhD professor that is on MSNBC. You cannot bring me on a panel with three nobodies.
Well, yeah, and then when I recognize one of them is Myron, I log out.
Yes, I log out. Like I'm out. Hey, y'all three talk about
y'all
this.
have fun.
Yeah. So to your point, I think you said in the group chat, you don't have to be everywhere.
You don't have to be everywhere, and every debate don't need to be fucking debated.
Too affordable, too accessible.
Woo! We said that on the #1 podcast for Black fathers.
Yes. Too affordable, too accessible.
And that was the nastiest work I've ever seen. And Myron, I want everybody in our community. Anytime we see Myron get somewhere, we got to start calling him by his first name, which is not Myron.
Yeah, what is his first name?
It's something very Sudanese. And I make it my business. Anytime I see Myron somewhere and they say black, I correct. He's not black.
No, he's not.
I'm tired of people cosplaying as black and they getting that shit off, right?
Exactly.
And he's doing that because he knows it's easy to get it off. And look, he got his own little community.
Look, we got to deal with the Bungios. We got to deal with the Jason Whitlocks. We got to deal with the Candace Owens. We got to deal with the who else? Those twins, right? Those are black people that we got to deal with. We ain't got to deal with Myron.
You really don't.
You got to go.
Yeah,
you got to go, bro.
I would love to see Myron and Candace debate though.
She might be on the. I mean, she's trying to change the tune a little bit, but yeah, we good.
No. I think she sat down with the white girl who said the N-word. I think they just did an interview.
This girl is a. I don't want to say nobody because everybody's somebody.
Yeah.
But
she bigger than us.
She should not be.
She shouldn't be, but
should
that's
not
what we
be.
that's where we at right now. Like you can shock jocks.
Yeah, and look, and I'm for freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Like you would never see me want to cancel somebody for what they say. And to the people that was arguing with me, asking about misandry and like why I don't block misogynists. For one, misogynists don't interact with my content. Misandrists do. Bigots do.
Yeah.
All right. Myron's audience would never Venn diagram with
don't.
our audience.
We tried.
they do not Venn diagram.
We was not rough enough for them niggas.
Yeah, like but when you go, but y'all bell hooks and Lloyd and sycophants, y'all do come over here and interact because we don't go looking for your content. Typically, you drag your little happy butts right over here, and it's like, I do not have time. Like someone has, because I think on the last clip I was like, I block misandrists and bigots. I do because it's always a bad faith argument. So it's like it's not an argument that I want to engage in. I will have a free speech argument with you all day. I have an argument on prejudice, being prejudiced or racist. But I'm not going to bigotry. We're not about to debate whether or not blacks are just stupid for the sake of being black. I'm not about to debate you on that.
Yeah, and let me tell you something.
Or men are bad just because they have penises. I'm not. You say that, I'm not going to. Matter of fact, the only person that I made sure could not interact with our profile was somebody that said misandry is not a real thing with a laughing emoji. And you know what I did? I went to their profile.
You blocked them?
Yep, blocked.
Hey man, I don't be blocking none of y'all because I just laugh because I know Mike is the one who's gonna y'all gonna get him. Me, if it ain't personal about me, man, whatever, man. And then some of y'all profiles I click on, you're just too ugly.
We can't say that.
No, my dad love to call people ugly.
Everybody is beautiful in this country.
My dad told me at a young age, man, some people are just ugly.
Man, you cannot.
Outside, he ain't talking about it on the inside either.
Yeah, no. I agree with you. I agree with your pop. I'm talking about the state of the internet.
And maybe my dad didn't want y'all to know that, so I'll take that out. Next time you talk to my sister, be like, yo, how often your dad call people ugly? She gonna just name off a list of people. Because he used to do that, and I used to be so disrespectful. I remember one time my dad asked me, like, who was cute at my school, right? He was like, who do you think is bad? Not at my school, but he was like, who you think is fine? And I started naming people. And he was like, no, because I started naming people at my school.
Yeah.
Because all my boys used to talk about certain girls. He's like, no. Give me somebody older that I know. I'm not naming people. I remember he laughed so hard and walked out the room. And I was just like,
poor guy.
And I was like, this nigga.
He's looking at his son like, oh, well, God, my son.
Hope your taste increase. Yeah, we don't have to be everywhere. You don't gotta be so accessible. It's just an interesting place to be. And it's also, I think a lot of us have a little bit of overlap, right? We all come from one general consensus of thinking. So you do start noticing certain overlaps, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Myron can say something that I maybe agree with.
Yeah.
And then, I say that because maybe some feminists out there, maybe she got some thought that I agree with. I can't think of that right now, but it might be something that I get there. And then you start noticing like, all right, this nigga's branching off. He getting off the highway. He going down a whole different direction. And so I get it. But I like your point of they don't never come over there. We don't never get red pill people, whoever y'all call yourselves, or incels who come in and be like really commenting. And then when they do, we correct them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what happened in our spaces.
Yeah, it'd be correction. But sometimes,
but you go to the other side spaces, there's nobody correcting. Let me put it like this. There's a clear differentiation between Pastor Mike Will and Myron, right? 100% different, right?
Absolutely.
But you would have a hard time finding a huge difference between, let's say, a black feminist that's married and a Bell Hooks or Patricia Collins.
Okay.
They're going to Venn diagram a lot, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, as guys, the reason why you don't really see a lot of us interacting with misogyny is because we create that delineation very early on. Like, hey, I'm not a misogynist. Like, we started the pod off talking about marriage and how wealth is built, right?
Yeah.
We create that very early on. There is no place for us to intersect for a guy that hates women in ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I think a lot of times with bigots and misandrists, they do intersect a lot with, like, bigots intersect a lot with Anglo thought. Right? Mm-hmm. So all Anglos are not bigots, right? But, most bigots are going to be Anglos, or at least Anglo sympathetic. Yeah. So, like Jason Whitlock, right? So, and I think it's the same thing with like, like misandrous, right? Like, I don't think all feminists are, misandric in their thought, right? But you're going to find that all misandrists are going to be feminists in thought. So y'all have a lot more Venn diagram going on over there than we do. So when you say like, hey, why do you guys not push back? Well, because we've already separated ourselves. If y'all would separate yourselves, then you'd have what we have.
Random question to get to know my co-host better. What percentage of women have you gave bad dick to?
I got some F's out there. I ain't even gonna lie.
I need a percentage, Mike.
Percentage. Let's just go off of the Pareto principle, right? 80%, 20%. So I would say probably 20% have gotten poor dick from me.
So if they give the Carfax, you're gonna have to just shut up.
If they I will totally admit, like if any woman that have gotten terrible dick from me, I was fully aware. Like, my bad. It is not gonna be a shock to me. I'm gonna be like, yeah, she was right. That was not good. And there's reasons, right? But I'm not gonna make excuses for bad performances because I got some stellar performances, right?
Hey, that's what really matters.
Wait, what's your percentage?
This is me getting to know you better. My percentage, it might be high. Yeah.
Because man, I take pride in being good though. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, yo, I would say 20% just being safe. I take pride, bro.
If you catch me before I got to think of my age, you already know why I got to think of my age. If you caught me before 24, don't mention me. Take my body off your jacket. All right?
You don't even count.
No, I don't count.
It don't even count.
I ain't know what I was doing.
Hey, man, I actually lost a chick I really, really liked, though, because I flubbed the end of the week. I ain't even gonna lie. I flubbed it. I did.
Yeah, if you caught me before that, man, take my body off your jacket.
That
I just didn't care.
That was actually recent. Like, that's actually, actually started. I was like, yeah, I gotta lose weight.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta lose weight.
The South Africans are in trouble, and Trump said they get to come over here.
Hey, why don't they go back home? That's my question.
What are we doing?
They can go back to the Netherlands, right? Because that's where they're from. Why don't they just go back to the Netherlands? Why are they coming to the United States?
Guy, you got the greatest sense of humor.
Yeah.
And then this man got a. Why is this plane a big deal?
Because why is a royal family gifting you a $400 million plane, right? Like, for one, way too excited to be getting a secondhand gift. Way too excited. But I get it. I do understand. I'm pretty sure this is illegal, though.
Yeah, I'm about to say, ain't it illegal?
I'm pretty sure this is illegal. But I mean, right now, it's right now they get to do whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to upset me with this because, again, we are back here, right? We did not get here. We're back here. We came all the way back around. And let me tell you something. Before the election, I told y'all I wasn't going to vote on the presidential ticket. I ended up voting on the presidential ticket. I will not anymore. Like, Democrats can kiss my fucking ass.
What if they get a good candidate?
No, I don't give a fuck anymore, right? And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because your president, that when he swears to uphold the Constitution, he went on national television and he said, I don't really know if that's my job or not. And it's not on loop, right? Which this right here lets me know that the Democrats are in on this.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
This is not a Republican issue right now. No. This is a American political party issue. Yeah. And at this point, we're going to see how strong our democracy is. Maybe it's not strong at all. Maybe democracy as we know it is over. Or maybe at the end of it, we find out that it really is strong and this country really it will be great and it will be here 5,000 years from now. We're going to figure that out. It's low-key crazy that in my lifetime, I went from black and white TVs, rotary phones, to being able to video call, FaceTime anywhere in the world on a cell phone, right? Like, that's how fast technology have traveled from, going to the mailbox to now you have more junk email than anything. And I think we're also about to see democracy, right? Like, is it a real thing?
No.
We're about to figure out, is democracy a real thing? And this is just our generation. This is what we get to experience, right? We went from the Challenger explosion to now civilians can go into space on their own spaceships. This is just the world that we live in now. This is part of it. If Trump gets the plane, again, I'm just interested to see what parts of democracy is going to be here a decade from now.
Hey, man, AMC said they cutting movie tickets for the week.
As they should. Are they cutting it for the week or are they cutting it for good?
I think they're going to try it out for the week.
They gotta cut it. They gotta cut it for good, man. I'm
They
not
need to.
paying $75 to take my son to see Minecraft. I'm not. This is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, but they stock is so bad, man. You know what? What happened is COVID messed them up. I truly believe that, and then these streaming services really got them.
Well, the streaming service is definitely, but the movies was an experience.
It was,
right, because I mean, you could say the same thing about the restaurant business, right? We can order in, right? You can order HelloFresh type places to make food at home, and we still go to restaurants, right?
Yeah,
we still go. Like I think to say Texas Roadhouse stock is at the highest it is of all time.
Godly,
so
never ate there.
You never had Texas Roadhouse, man. The salad and the bread.
I got standards.
Man, no, you got to go Texas Roadhouse. Nobody's standards is too high for Texas Roadhouse, man.
This is the guy who goes to Fridays, by the way. I'm with you. It's too expensive, and
it's like $25 for an adult, $17 for a kid.
Yeah, what we need to get back to is, y'all need to make a deal.
$20 for popcorn and soda,
bro. We got to start making a deal. Disney can't put no more Marvel movies on a streaming platform. You got to wait a year. You got to figure that part out, right? Maybe it's some licensing stuff that y'all got to do. Like, I don't know what the splits is, but it is crazy. The movies is just, bro. I haven't been to the movies since I don't know when the last big Marvel movie was. Like, it might have been Endgame.
Yeah, no, I have not went. I haven't been to the movies in a while. I can't even remember the last movie I went to. I remember sitting in the movie theater. I have no idea what I went to go see.
I have no.
Me and Kiddo went to see Transformers.
I ain't seen that.
So that was like last year,
bro. I was gonna watch Dinner Thieves 2. Man, that shit was in on TV in 3 days. I was like,
dude. I mean, again though, right? Like, just for me and my son to go to the movies is over $40, right? So let's say $45 for 2 tickets, right? And then for me to get his little snack pack, that's $15.
Yeah, he ain't sharing with you.
So I got to get my own, right? So that's another 20 some odd dollars plus maybe a candy, because my son does not want to sneak in candy because he says that is wrong.
I'm glad you raising an upstanding citizen.
I'm like, bro, you gotta get over this one. This is not wrong. I think they charge $12 for candy, son. Bro. There's nothing wrong.
That's why the CVS is right beside the movie theater.
That's why it's right there. He would not. My son, boy, you sneak in anything, he is like, he's a moralist.
I ain't watching him.
He is a moralist, but it's like $70, bro. It's like,
that's disgusting.
That yes, you need to cut all your prices in half across the board, and perhaps people come to the movies this summer.
We'll see, man. The Knicks, are they going to the finals? I think this is one of the greatest things for the NBA.
I think so. I think the Knicks are for real. And I hate that they got rid of Devin Chinso. Because I think he's with Tim. Because they traded for Towns, right? Then
Talking about the white boy?
Yeah, Dante.
Yeah. He would the Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves, man. I wish he was on his team because that's their Villanova team, man.
It is, but homeboy is in Dallas. The other boy who was on their team, ain't Grant Williams in Dallas? Because yeah. They traded both of them, but
Grant was being gone. But it was Brunson. I'm messed the names up now.
Yeah, but I know the 4 years. They got the commercial now, the Georgetown commercial.
I like it, man. That's a cool commercial.
It is a cool commercial. I'm happy for this. I think it's good for the NBA if you get the Knicks in there. You need a New York team. It's been so long. Like, what has been since Sprewell and them went to the finals? Allen Houston? That's the only time I ever remember them.
I mean,
I was a baby.
It's been a long time. Then they got washed, didn't they? Then they win one game?
Yeah. And then,
sweep.
Yeah, it was trash. You need that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen for a while, but I think the NFL going to get to a point where they're going to be like, we need the Cowboys in the Super Bowl again. Because they just do something for it when your top team, even though the Knicks isn't the most valued franchise. Did you see that it came out? Like, Golden State is like $3 million worth more than the Knicks. And the Knicks is number 2, but it's like $3 billion, excuse me. It's like something crazy. But you need like your top franchises in valuation to be up there. It makes everything just go crazy for them. I'm excited. The only thing I ain't excited about is, if they win a game or two in the finals, Katie, you're not going there. And they're not trading for you, buddy. I don't know where you're gonna go. And Houston made it clear that they want a player within their age range of their team. So I don't know. Prayers for Jason Tatum. Get better soon. Get well soon.
That injury, and it's a bad one for a basketball player, but he's tall. He's a shooter. So I mean,
he got LMA.
Yeah, he could definitely got his home life. He might have to take a year off. Might have to change it. Yeah, might have to change the game up a little bit.
Don't have another baby.
He'll be back. I mean, how old is Jason Tatum? 28.
If that. He only been in the league, what, 4 or 5 years, 6
Yeah.
years, something like that?
So, I mean, he's young enough to where he should be able to bounce back from
Yeah.
this. But prayers up for Jason Tatum.
Absolutely. And then Donovan Mitchell, man, I guess you just going to spend more time with Coco Jones. Y'all
He's
be
27.
Oh, yeah, he good.
Yeah.
He, you got Coco Jones.
Donovan Mitchell with Coco?
Mm-hmm.
Look at her.
That's why these boys don't be winning nothing, man. They got these fine singers at home.
Man,
Coco Jones' new album, she got a song called, what is it? AEOMG, something like that.
Yeah.
Y'all go look it up on the new album. It's on my sex playlist.
He ready to go. He ready to get to Tulum.
Yeah. Take Coco down there and she gonna play that joint. I do have a sex playlist. I think it's called, hold on.
What is your sex playlist called? Give us the top 3 songs. What get you started?
I give y'all 3 random songs for my sex playlist. Hold on. Because me and my girl don't play it. She don't like music. That might be too much. Take that out.
So who you play it for?
I want to play it for her. That's what the damn app was talking about. So I was like, man, let me get my playlist out.
You get yourself psyched up before you.
Oh, I always talk
get
to
ready.
myself. I told you my percentage too high of bad dick, so I have to like make sure at least
What?
too much information.
I'll leave it alone. That was perfectly good information. This is good content.
There's a song called Now 3 Times, so Now 3X. Play that.
Now. Okay, who sings it?
I don't even know. See, that's the thing. Ye Ali. Amazing song. The album is amazing. I can't say the R. Kelly name that's on here. Song that's on here.
You got an R. Kelly song in your playlist?
Absolutely. You ain't never heard the second part of Sex Me?
Oh man,
Boy,
you know
what?
about all the old Kells.
Sex Me Part 2.
That remix, yeah.
But when
this is the remix, baby.
When homegirl play that voicemail, oh my gosh, one of the greatest. One of the greatest. And let's go with Taste by Snow.
Have no fear.
We'll do Taste by Snow Allegra and then In the Air by Dustin Conrad.
Okay, yeah, you get hyped up.
Oh yeah,
you get hyped up.
I add on to it if y'all want me to post a link, or y'all just look up the pen emoji, ABC by IM_Gavin B. You'll see it, and it's my picture. See, look at the picture. Say Love
Potion.
I took that picture, but I was able to upload it on Spotify.
I like it, man. I like it.
And it was from a lingerie shoot that all my boys put in the damn group chat. I hate when I do that shit, man.
It's very romantic, Gavin.
When I do my like lingerie shoots that I don't show the world,
Yeah.
my boys will find it. And they put it in the group chat and they be like, look at this freak ass nigga. I'm like, bro, how did y'all find this? I didn't post this nowhere. The girl posted it on her close friends and one of them knows somebody.
At some point, we're going to find out what Gavin's into. We'll save it for the Patreon.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Russell Westbrook, y'all telling us ESPN that he's immature. I don't believe it. I think it's nasty work, but I know how the media do.
I don't, and I hate that the media does this with
black athletes,
black
fathers.
I was just trying to find a way to say something else finally, but
Russ, we don't believe that.
I don't believe it, man. Russ has never been a problem at any point ever since he's been in the league. No, I'm saying like as a man.
Oh, no.
I mean, look, he can't shoot,
No.
but as a man, he's never been a problem.
Look, we asked him to stop screaming at fans, and he stopped.
Yeah,
I think our podcast, the #1 podcast in North Carolina, has something to do with that.
I would agree.
I don't think so, but we're gonna say
I'm gonna roll with that.
Is the lottery rigged?
No, it's not. It's a good story, but it's not rigged. To be honest, it's just a stupid idea. It really is. It's just a stupid idea, and I get it. They're like, "Yo, we want teams to stop tanking," and
was tanking done?
Yes, teams always when they can't win it, bro. Who will start for the Hornets at the end of the season? Who will start for Utah at the end of the season? Like all these teams they have no interest in winning games because they want to get their best pick, or if they have a lottery protected pick, they're trying to make sure that they keep their lottery protected pick. So instead of just 2-3 teams tanking now you have like 10 teams tanking at the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't think tanking is done. I mean, look at it. The Spurs had Victor out there. Then they was like, they just announced 2 months left in the season. Yeah. All right, Victor's not going to play anymore. It's like, all right, we know what y'all doing here.
Get rid of the lottery system. It's bad. It's bad. Get rid of it.
Yo, I just want the Hornets to get one #1 pick. Now, and I understand what's going to happen.
Does the Hornets have terrible luck when it comes to the draft?
Yes.
I don't think it's rigged. I just think the Hornets' luck is terrible.
I think the NBA knows if we give them the #1 pick, they're not going to pick Zion. They're going to pick somebody random. They not gonna pick Cooper Flag. They gonna pick somebody.
They just like we're not even gonna let y'all mess this up.
We're not gonna give y'all. We're gonna give y'all the number 3 pick.
Hey,
We know y'all.
here's the thing though. I think Charlotte is still gonna get the number 1 pick though. I think.
Oh, hell nah.
No, I do. I think they're gonna make the trade with Dallas because they got the number 4 pick. They already got a trade relationship with Dallas. Like they've done several trades with Dallas over the last few years. So the GMs or the presidents of the clubs have a relationship. I think Dallas is going to get Giannis, and I think it's going to be a 3-team deal. I really do. I think Giannis going to Dallas.
Okay.
And I think the number 1 pick is going to come to Charlotte.
Okay.
And I think the number 4 pick going back to Dallas, and I think Melo's going to Milwaukee. I can see that trade easily happening.
It'd be interesting, but
I really think Charlotte is going to get that number 1 pick. I think they want Cooper Flag that badly.
I think they do too. I think everybody want them that bad, but I just don't, man. Charlotte, I don't know. Charlotte, we have to get out of being a loser sports city.
Well,
mindset.
The soccer team is good here.
Yeah, but
Charlotte FC is good. Hey, not to interrupt you. My bad. Hey, to everybody that say I be interrupting Gavin, y'all all right. My bad. I'm going to try to do better.
Thank you, Haley. Shout out to our white listener, Haley. We love you.
No, it was several people that had posted this up. My bad, y'all.
See?
But Charlotte FC experience is the best game atmosphere in Charlotte. I don't know if you've been to an FC game.
Nah, I need to go.
It is the best game experience in Charlotte. So
I'll check it out. Anthony Edwards. He wouldn't take his girl to court. I don't know why. She already got the baby.
yeah. You know what though? What I like what he said in there. He was like, yo, she tracked ovulation to get trapped. And you know what I love about that is anytime I say, hey,
Men should track
ovulation. Y'all get on my ass. Now we got a whole court case because that's exactly what women do. I be trying to tell y'all this is what women be doing.
What he think gonna happen? All right,
I
I
don't
tracked
know
it. I got the baby.
I mean, I don't know. I think he's just pissed off.
I would be too.
Yeah, I mean, I would be, but I mean, sometimes we are a participant in our own bad times.
And she fine.
Yeah, she's an attractive woman.
You know who else fine?
Who?
Ruby Rose touching her toes in that parking garage.
Hey, boy.
Shout out to whoever. I wasn't gonna Photoshop it, but whoever took that Cybertruck out of there.
Hey, man. Yeah,
Top tier.
last month, y'all was like, Ruby Rose is the average chick, and y'all got like 30 of her in y'all hometown.
Yeah.
Bull crap.
We got 2. We definitely got 1.
She is fine.
She is fine.
Ash Cash.
Oh, here we go. You love her.
I love Ash Cash.
You
bro.
and Ryan.
I love me some Ash Cash, bro.
Man.
I love me some Ash Cash.
Before we get up out of here, I would encourage any basketball lover to check out Shooting Guards on Netflix on the Untold series. It's about the guy, I'm sorry his name is slipping my mind, who was in the gun incident with Gilbert Arenas. It's about both of them.
Yeah, the incident with Gilbert Arenas. I forget it. It's actually pretty hard to pronounce, actually.
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting. You know, I think the number one thing that jumped off to me is Gilbert Arenas was raised solely by his father. He didn't know his mom. And the boy was raised, the other guy was raised solely by his mom and never knew his dad. And it's interesting because they both ended up in the same place, so to speak. Like we both made it to the NBA. We both lost our jobs in the NBA.
Yeah.
But
was that the end of Gilbert too?
Huh?
I'm trying to think. Was that the end of Gilbert? Or did he play that year?
Yeah. Nah, he played I think he did one other. He never got, because he had just signed that big contract and it was just like, we done. And it's super sad, man. It's a lot of, Gilbert grew up in a house where his dad wanted to be an actor. So it was nothing. He took nothing serious, which explains a lot now.
Yes.
And to watch that, he admitted, he said, yo, me bringing a gun wasn't the issue. He was like, they found that I was bringing the guns on team planes when we would go to states.
You can't do that. Remember, because and here's the thing, right? It was a big deal with John Morant.
It was, but they try to tell us that ain't what happened.
Yeah,
they didn't wink twice at the camera and say,
yeah, we knew, but yeah, no, it is a big deal. Like,
it's a federal crime.
Yeah, it's federal crime. You can't do that. You got to. Well, you can check your weapons, but you can't. You can't have them on bags and carry on.
Yeah, and that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he had a lot. He had a lot of guns. And, he talked about that. But the other guy was just super sad because, and Gilbert talked about it. He said, the guy said, yo, Gilbert's always reached out to me and said, if I need anything, to let me know. And so.
Oh, that's what's up then. So Gilbert ruined his career and then he was just like, hey, bro, I know I ruined your career.
Yeah. Never mind, you good. Yeah, Gilbert was like, I think I sent him down a bad path. And it was super interesting because he talked about that, but he also talked about like, yo, I think I sent him down a bad path because after that, the boy never got a contract again.
Yeah.
He got bounced around.
Yep.
They sent him overseas. His reputation preceded him when
Yep.
he went overseas and he was trying to get back. And the saddest part happened is he went back home. He went back to his neighborhood. And you don't do that.
Yeah. No.
And he saw somebody that robbed him. He was paranoid. He pulled out the gun, and you know what young boys do.
Yeah.
He's not a young boy now, but when he did that, he was a young boy. You know what they do. They never hit who they shooting.
Yeah.
So he shot the wrong person, and he killed somebody.
Oh goodness.
But
where's this? Where's the special?
It's on Netflix.
On Netflix?
It's on the
Okay.
Untold Story. So I encourage everybody, check it out. It shows a lot into. I watched it simply for Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot about the other guy because I like Gil. And good luck to your son. I'm glad it showed a lot why he treats his son the way he does now. I think that's the biggest part I learned. Like, okay, now I understand why he's so hands-on with his son. So, it was a good thing, man. What you got planned this weekend?
Same thing you got playing.
Oh, yeah, never mind. We will be potting next week. Mike won't be here. I got to figure something out. I think I might bring the dude on from Active Dads. Me and him might sit down and talk a little bit. But Mike will be live, allegedly. Mike will be live tonight. Y'all will hear this episode today.
Yep.
Mike will be live. What time?
9:00.
9:00. We'll be checking him out. Look, y'all see me on Instagram. Y'all see what's going on here. Who is writing us?
Yo, come check us out tonight. I'll be on live.
Yes.
Let me see what topics we got tonight.
Let me see. Oh, also June 8th, we will be doing the basketball thing. I will be getting a flyer made. Y'all check that out. Also, big shout out to Feedspot. I appreciate y'all, all the love y'all shown and how much help y'all giving me.
We're gonna discuss
cut me a check.
Chuck Todd saying that Kamala lost because black men didn't support her. We definitely talk about that tonight. About to definitely tell y'all to shut up with that.
Poor Kamala.
We're gonna discuss Travis Kelce ex-girlfriend name. What is her name? Kayla Nicole.
Yeah.
We're gonna women
good?
shooting their shots. She actually has a podcast now.
Hey, the baddest y'all life is on.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss
Cruise
that.
control.
And then we got a couple things with side hacks. I got to figure out which one I want to discuss tonight. So we'll go over that. We'll go over some talent acquisition tips tonight.
There we go.
Live's been pretty cool, man. It's pretty chill. We're still getting into the flow of it to try to get everything going, but we have some clips planned. So come hang out tonight.
I'll be up tonight. I ain't got no wife. And I can watch what I want to watch on TV. I've been watching the Diamond Heist.
Diamond Heist. How's that?
It's cool. It's some people thought it was smart to put a 200 carat diamond in a dome, and of course some dude went and his daughter was like, "Oh, I want that." He was like, "I grew up around criminals. I said I got to get that for my daughter."
Okay.
They were surveilling that nigga before he bought any equipment because he went to the place too many times.
Yeah.
And they were like, the place that they were going is not that. They knew what they built wasn't cool enough for people to come back.
Yeah.
And he went like 3 times in a week. And they were like, and he keep going into the diamond vaults. There's only diamonds down there. Like, it ain't like nothing is changing. They was like, oh, okay. So they started surveilling him. Then they started surveilling the people he was walking in with. They, of course, you got the top government in Europe who's guarding this diamond. They like, hold on.
Okay, you've made it sound more interesting as you went along with it.
Well, yeah, because it's dope to think about, but it was just like, this seemed like a bad idea from jump. But I mean, if your 8-year-old daughter say, "Hey, I want a diamond," that don't mean you supposed to go rob the place.
Oh, they got a new season of it. I love British cinema, bro. I do. I love British cinema.
Yo, Ryan Coogler has an amazing story about Chadwick meeting Denzel for the first time. And I encourage everybody, it was on the Breakfast Club. It made Ryan Coogler tear up. It damn near made me tear up. But it was just amazing about how Denzel, just how he don't want to be Hollywood, but how he paid for Chadwick to get sponsored. He sponsored Chadwick to go to Europe and to study theater over there. And Denzel knew he sponsored him. Chadwick found out from Felicia Rashad later. That's who sponsored him. And he said Denzel never mentioned it. And Ryan Coogler talked about how Chadwick went years without telling people. And he said, if y'all knew how much press Chadwick could get off of Denzel paid for me to go to Europe to study, you would understand that him holding it close to his vest. And he was like, I'm telling y'all this because I was there when Chadwick thanked him. And he was like, it's the reason why Denzel was crying, because he realized, like, damn, you know, I seen what my investment did. And it was a beautiful story, man. And prayers to Ryan Coogler. You know, he doing all this stuff, and you could just tell, like, he missed him. He missed him, and, you know, he riding this out. We all know the Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, like, that connection. But then you start listening to it, and you like, damn, he missed Chadwick, and it's just tough. But yeah, I encourage everybody to check that out. Anyway, man, look, we'll see y'all tonight. We'll see y'all on Instagram or not.
Yeah, we'll see you on Instagram tonight.
Oh yeah, tonight, but not this week. It might be a no phones allowed.
No, we're gonna go live.
I can't even make my joke when Diddy kept saying no phones allowed.
Yeah,
on that last album.
Yeah.
Damn, Diddy. Damn. Anyway, we'll holler at y'all next time.
Holler at your boy.